Welcome to the best complete guide for accidental life insurance. I'm Chad McMahon with Protect with Insurance. Now, this guide, the intention of this guide is to provide you with everything you need to know about accidental life insurance. Everything from price to how it works to just what it is, kind of the fine print details of how it functions, how it doesn't function, what ages it's for. How long does coverage last? What kind of deaths will it cover? There are a lot of rumors about this kind of policy, so it's very important to know from someone that's within the profession, someone that's done it long enough, how it truly works. So here's the deal. Accidental life insurance, it's not a full coverage policy. It's only going to cover two things. It's going to pay out 100%, potentially more than 100%, depending upon the policy, for any deaths that fall within the accidental death category. Now, the accidental death category is going to be a whole myriad of things. It's going to cover motor vehicle accidents, which is the most common. It's going to cover falls. There are approximately 13,000 falls per year. I think that number's gone up actually. So it's going to cover that. Various types of poisoning, drowning, fire-related injuries and deaths, suffocation, firearms, industrial accidents, and then there's this whole other category as well, a bunch of other miscellaneous situations such as medical complications resulting from mistakes made from doctors or other medical staff. Also, prescription medicines gone wrong in terms of medicines that are prescribed and they shouldn't have, or maybe it was the wrong combination, things like that. Air transportation, injury and death, medical machinery issues, and the impact from a falling object, which is not quite in the falling part of that category. So these accidental category deaths take up it's the number 3 slot in all deaths in the United States of America. So it's not quite a third, but it's the third most common category of deaths. And again, this kind of a policy, it's going to pay out for these deaths, but there are also some dismemberment and dismemberment-related issues that are going to pay out as well. Sometimes they pay out 100%, sometimes they pay less. And these are more on the living benefit side. So let me briefly go over some of these. Now, again, when death occurs, the check from the insurance company goes straight to your beneficiary. However, when it's more of a dismemberment side of things, that's while you're alive, so the check goes to you. And some of these things that are covered, typical things, are going to be, it depends on the seriousness of the injury. So, for example, it might just be a quarter of it or so. If it's something like losing a thumb or, thumb and another finger on the same hand, these are things that are scary, but they're not life-threatening. So 50% of the payout if you lose one hand, one foot, sight in one eye. It might be 100% payout for something like losing full vision, 100% of your vision. Or, 2 or more of your limbs, an arm and a leg, or 2 arms or 2 legs. Then it'd pay out completely. There are a bunch of other things as well that are worth looking into. So if you have this policy and something like that surfaces, well, then you're gonna receive something, and it's probably going to be sizable because these are large policies. Now, accidental life insurance is very economical. It's a big argument for getting it. The argument for not getting it is that it might feel like a gamble, that you feel like, well, paying money into this, and there's no 100% guarantee that money is going to be received upon death. So what's the point? Well, the point is that it's a very inexpensive way to buff up your coverage. It's something I stand by. I certainly have it to protect my family. My wife and I both have one policy that wraps around both of us and pays for accidental deaths. And the main reason is for car accident related deaths. If we have something that happens with that, it's dangerous out on the road, so we want to have that extra coverage. But there are all these other things that we're protected by as well. Most people can get a $300,000 policy for $20 to $40 a month. It's very inexpensive for large coverage. And this is the kind of policy you don't want to have by itself. You want to have this in addition to your full coverage life insurance. Accidental life insurance it's not a replacement. It's something that will add to your coverage. Now, if you are so financially tight, and I understand if this is your case, especially right now with all the coronavirus activity, this is something that is a lot more common. If you are struggling financially and you cannot afford any full coverage life insurance, then I do highly recommend that you take a peek at Accidental, see what it would cost for you, and then weigh the pros and the cons. And feel free to call us. We'll be happy to answer your questions about it. Now, these policies are going to be for anyone ages 20 to 70. And if you are within the ages of 20 to 50, under the age of 50, so between as young as 20 and on the upper end, 49, end of 49, you can also get what's called return of premium accidental life insurance. That means that at approximately age 75, the accidental life insurance company will send you all your money back. Let's say it costs you $100 a month. You're getting a return of premium policy, and it's for $500,000. Well, that $100 a month times 12 months, times however many years it is to get to the age of about 75, they're going to send you all your money back that you invested into this policy when you hit that point. So it's called return of premium, and you get 100% of it back. Now, that's if you outlive the policy. Now, if you don't outlive the policy and it's an accidental, then they send you the big beefy check. So it's a beautiful thing. There's very little risk of it not paying with that kind of a situation. The only time that you would not get a penny is if you pay into it. Death is due to something like, let's say, cancer. It's a medical problem. It doesn't fall within that accidental death category. You're not going to get anything back in that situation. Now, statistically, that's fairly uncommon if you do the math on that. So return of premium accidental policies are a great way to hedge your bets. And you're going to most likely either have that, hopefully you outlive it. But if you don't, then you're going to have a pretty good coverage there as well. So the pricing is excellent on these. They're large coverage policies. Great way to protect your family without having to spend much money. If you want to just save money on it, then don't get the return of premium. You can get this policy again until age 70. Now you can be 70, you don't have to be 69, you can be 70 and you can get this policy. Now if it's not return of premium, it will expire at age 80. So you need to understand that. It's not a full life, it's technically a term, but it's set at a certain age rather than a length of time. So if you go out and you get a traditional term life insurance policy, it'll be 10, 15, 20, 25, or 30-year term. In this case, accidental life insurance, it terms out at age 80 if it's not return of premium. If it is return of premium, there are variations with this kind of a program, but typically they're going to go about age 75 and they're going to stop. Now, I've noticed with a lot of other accidental life insurance providers that they're writing policies that the death benefit cuts in half at age 70. Sometimes it cuts in half again at age 75. The best programs that we have access to don't do that. They do not decrease at any age. They just go the full length of the term and then they end. And by the way, that's how all accidentals work, is the accidental policies do end, unless it's what's called an accidental rider, which can be part of a full coverage policy, such as a whole life or a burial insurance policy. Ask us if you want to look into full coverage as well. But again, for the sake of this resource, this is all about accidental life insurance. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Reach out to us. We can help you with that. We can answer your questions. But that pretty much does it. Now you know more than most about accidental life insurance. I hope this has been helpful. This is Chad McMahon signing out. Take care.